In this video, we take a look at this story from Nigeria, where 76 children have been arraigned for court for participating in a hunger protest. They have been charged with 10 counts of terrorism and an attempt to overthrow the government. These children have been in police custody since August 3rd, right after this protest that happened to end hunger in Nigeria. While they were in court, 4 of them collapsed in court.
Let me go and take the this time you take him to the clinic. They kept him here. Hospital should do their business. How can you arrange children?
As they were in the law court, these children looked very malnourished. It was their lawyers who bought them snacks like biscuits and water in order to hold both soul and body together. These children look very, very malnourished.
They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have these people we are just 90 something like something like 6 days. Like 3 days, that's what it is. My case is different than my child. What is going on?
We need to commend the lawyers of these young children for holding the fort till now, because had it not been for the lawyers, these children would still be in prison. But it is through the effort of these lawyers who has pushed for the case to be taken to the law court in order for a final judgment to be pronounced on it. So let's commend these lawyers for helping this children's case come to the law court.
Why should small children, why should they spend 93 days in police custody when they should be in school? But the government has not been able to arrest the Abelo 6 months after. Is it not a parody of some sort that we have 2 separate countries? One country for the rich, one country for the poor. These children, they are already looking like they have kwashoko. They are malnourished. This is the reasons why our rating in the Human Rights Index is poor, is bad.
Finally, in the law court, the court decided to grant them bail, but I don't think their intent is to grant these children bail. But they gave a bail condition to these children that if they are able to meet, they will be granted bail. And you can't imagine what these conditions were. The bail condition was a 10 million naira. And 10 million naira translates to about $6,000. So looking at these malnourished children, how can their family members be able to raise $6,000 as a bail condition in order for any of them to be granted bail? I believe this is not right, and something needs to be done about these. These children clearly cannot meet these bail conditions. Let's listen to them as they give this bail condition term.
The trial judge, Justice Obiora Igwatu, granted them bail of 10 million naira each and to sureties in like sum. He also held that the sureties are to submit their international passport with the court registrar alongside passport photographs. The sureties are also to swear to an affidavit of means.
We have been granted bail. We will strive hard to meet the bail conditions if we can. The conditions are quite neck-breaking. It is like giving bail with the right hand and taking with the left hand. We will strive and do our best to perfect these conditions. But if we cannot meet those conditions, we will come back to the courts and seek for a variation. Because we have shown that these are young persons who are hungry. The essence of the protest of August 2nd is to end hunger in the land.
Clearly, these young children cannot meet these bail condition terms, so they were sent back to the prison. These young children are between the ages of 10 to 18, and clearly they do not know the implications of a protest. Some of them were just merely holding a Russian flag, and they do not know or understand the implications that comes with it. These are children who are just protesting because the entire community is protesting against hunger in the country of Nigeria, and they decided to join. I don't know why these young ones need to go through these appalling situations for these things to even happen to them. Clearly, they should be in school by now.
These boys that we brought to the court today, all of them are adults. Most of them are married men. None of them is a minor. Some of them are university graduates. The small kids you are seeing here, they came with some of their parents to come and greet their loved ones. They are not even the real suspect standing trial in this case. These young boys are trying to destabilize Nigeria using the Russian flags and other countries, calling on the military to remove our...
Listening to this story, I thought I had heard it all, but the part that broke the camel's back was when the lawyer for the government said that these young boys are not just boys, but they are adults. And he added that some of them are even married men. Some of them are even graduates. And these are not minors, but these are adults. Clearly, he was just lying on a national television. And I keep wondering and asking myself, how can this happen in a country that is serious to develop? Any serious country that wants to develop, I don't think things like this can be seen there. While he was granting the interview, you could see the reaction of his colleague behind him with his mouth widely open, indicating that all that this lawyer is saying are just falsehood, but he is peddling all these lies and falsehood on a national television, which everyone knows that it is a lie. How can you tell us that these young boys are married men? Clearly, if you have a family at home and your children are watching something like this, how would they feel about you as a father? What morals are you cultivating in your own children if you tell the whole world that these young boys are married men?
Most of them are married men. None of them is a minor. Some of them are university graduates.
Meanwhile, Boko Haram members who were captured were released with the excuse that they are repentant. People who should actually be in prison are the people walking freely in the country. Look at the irony that we have in this country of Nigeria and even in Africa as a whole. Criminals are the ones rolling about freely, and the innocent ones are the ones being put behind bars. It looks like if you are poor in Africa, the law deals with you. Even if you have not done anything so wrong, they find something about you and put you behind bars. But people who are stealing with impunity are left to move out there freely. Take a look at these politicians who are holding political office in Africa. Majority of these politicians are corrupt, and we know it that they are corrupt, yet we hail them and then we give them all the respect that is accorded or needed. yet the innocent ones are being put behind bars. I don't know why these young boys will be put through these conditions whilst corrupt or political officials are walking about freely. Why would you arrange children within this age bracket, 10 years to 18 years? They should be in basic school by now. They should be in school by now. Yet you have captured and kept these young ones in prison for 93 days, and you still want to keep them in custody again. This is very cruel, and this is very, very pathetic. Now, this is the situation that we find ourselves here in Africa, and it is very, very appalling that young children at this age are being arranged for court. Now, if something like this is meted out to you by some different group of people, you may sometimes think that, okay, it's quite okay, but for your own people to met out this kind of cruelty, this kind of evil against you, and even against minors, children like this, is very, very appalling. I don't know why Nigeria is allowing things like this to happen. How do you arrange these young children for court with a charge of treason? How can these young ones overthrow a government? These young ones around 10 years who look very malnourished, they are incapable of doing something like this. I don't know why things like this always happen in Africa. Meanwhile, the corrupt politicians are walking around and they are being praised and hailed. I would like to use this medium to call on the international human rights organizations and other human rights activists to step in to help these young children from this situation. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, and your suggestions in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and also share to your friends and share on other social media platforms so that it will reach a lot of people and we can get these children freed. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click as well on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.